Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way Season 4 Episode 13. So we're just going to get right on into it. We are just an episode away before the tell-all. So season finale's rolling around, season's coming to an end. So we're just going to get right into it. The first couple I want to talk is Jen and Rishi. So last week, we left off with Jen and her friends, Randy and the other guy. I forget what the other girl's name is. We left up with them hiring a translator to go to Rishi's family's house to tell Rishi's family that they are engaged. And, Jen's nosy friend Randy wants to be the center of attention, as always, and everything. And she decides that she wants to be the person that tells the family that. Well, so they go to Rishi's family's house with the translator. The translator was a beautiful girl, and everybody was just hoping that the family don't think that this was another prospect of an arranged marriage for Rishi. So they go over there. It's just a mom and uncle. Rishi's mom and uncle are there. And, they start talking and everything. Jen asked them, like, do you remember me from the last time I was here? And she's like, yeah. And Jen was also like, remember all the questions I was asking you and everything? And they were like, yeah, I was wondering, but yeah, I remember everything. So cool. So, they get to talking a little jibber-jabber this. But then Jen's nosy friend Randy blurts it out. She was just like, Jen and Rishi are in a relationship and they want to get married. And the translator had to translate that. And so the translator translated that, and you should have seen the look on Rishi's face. He just looked shocked. He looked angry. He looked distraught. He was just, his face was just like, wow. It's just like a deer in headlights. And Jen was a little concerned about his facial expressions because he was not reacting to anything. So, him not reacting, they confess that Jen and Rishi have been in a relationship and that they are engaged. And the mom and the uncle were like, well, we're shocked. Why didn't you tell us this? And everything. And then, if he loves her, he loves her. What can we do? So great, yay. Yeah, they accept it. And then Jen had mentioned that, they asked her, where were you going to live? And Jen wants to live in another city in India. She doesn't want to live in the city that they're from. And so, that was a topic for another discussion. That topic's up for another discussion later. But, Jen was just like, we threw a lot at you right now, so let's just, us girls are going to leave and you guys can talk to Rishi and everything. So they were like, okay, cool. So the girls and the translator left, and Rishi is left with his mom and uncle. And, they're starting to grill him like, okay, why didn't you tell us and everything? He had his reasons. And then the uncle asked him, well, how old is Jen? And he said that she's 48. All of a sudden, they decide to change their mind about it. Like, whoa, she's 16 years older than you. No. This ain't gonna work. Now, they flip-flopped on him. They're like, no, this is just not gonna work now. She's 16 years older than you. Like, why don't you find somebody younger, someone around here and stuff? And Rishi was like, there's a lot of people that have, an age gap relationship. He's like, yeah, their country, but it's not common here in the Indian culture here. So now they changed their mind and don't accept it. So now we're in another Ginny and Submit situation. However, in my opinion, I don't think this is going to be as bad as Ginny and Submit. I think, Rishi's parents, probably by the tell-all, will change their mind again. Because I think they like Jen, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as Submit's parents. But we shall wait and see. Because that was... yeah, they first accepted it, but then when they found out the age, now they don't accept it. So, yeah, it is common in Indian culture with the age gap thing. They're really, as we all know, in the 90-day universe, are really picky about that. But I think Rishi's parents are not going to be as bad as Smith's parents, so we'll see by the tell-all. So yeah, that was Jen and Rishi. The next couple I want to talk is Danielle and Johan. So this episode, like Danielle and Johan, they've been fighting the last couple of weeks with Danielle wanting to bring her ex, and then Johan's birthday fiasco and all that, whatever. In this episode, Johan agreed to meet with Danielle's ex. So cool. So they go out to the beach, and Danielle's ex comes, and he comes in this like pink flamingo shirt and everything. And I was watching Pillow Talk, and they were just like, that's not the way to really intimidate somebody. If you're gonna intimidate somebody, you better come out swinging. So he comes out. They meet Johan, meet and greet, nice to meet you, whatever. Then Johan starts asking Danielle's ex, like, first he asked, how tall are you? He made him stand up, and they measured each other's heights and everything. They're both about like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". They're both tall guys, and Danielle's like my height. I'm 5'4". I think Danielle's even shorter than me. I think she's like 5'3", 5'2", 5'1", 5 foot. She's really short compared to Johan and everything. So, so they're about the same height and everything. So then they start asking more questions and everything. How did y'all meet? How long did y'all date? They met in 2020, dated during the pandemic, and that was it. Nothing else pursued out of that. Then Johan had the audacity and nerve to ask Danielle's ex, how big is your male part? And we were just like, whoa, what? And we're just like, wait, no, you don't ask another guy that. Like, that's like, one, that's bro code, and two, that's just weird. Like, I don't want to know another man's junk, and no. And he was just like, well, Danielle likes a guy with a big what. And I'm like, yeah, we all know Danielle likes a guy with that. When we first met Danielle Johan on Love in Paradise last year, she made that very clear. And it was just too much information. And so, so he kept on asking about that, and it was just, I'm like, Johan, that's inappropriate, that's disgusting, and no. So after he asked that, Danielle gets all upset, starts crying. She's like, why would you ask that? You're embarrassing me and everything. And Johan was just like, you wanted me to bring your ex, I could ask him anything. But that's inappropriate and everything. So now Danielle and Johan, their marriage is on the rocks. Both of them are way over their heads at this moment. Johan is getting frustrated. Danielle's too controlling, so I don't know. So, but yeah, that was just a weird, awkward meet and greet with Danielle's ex. And he just thinks that Johan has a lot of insecurities. I see his point, because Johan didn't really want to do this. He just did it for Danielle because he wants to meet the ex, especially when Danielle just went on a date with them, So, I don't know. But that whole scene was just weird to me. So, yeah, that was Danielle and Johan. Next couple I want to talk is Nicole and Mahood. So Nicole Mahood, we didn't see Nicole, but we see Mahood. This is just going to be really brief. He met up with his brother and talking about possibly going to America because Nicole wants to leave Egypt and go back home because she can't do nothing. Well, her and Mahood are married, so she wants to bring him to the U.S. And basically the discussion with his brother was just like, I don't really want you going to the U.S. And so, that was just basically it. Nicole and Mahood got a lot to work on. So yeah, there wasn't much out of that. Next couple I want to talk is Debbie and Osama. So we left off with, I could have sworn at the beginning of the season that, Debbie wanted to move to Morocco, of course permanently, but then eventually at some point bring Osama back to America. But Osama was under the impression and told his family that he was going to get a visa and he wants to come to America and everything. And Debbie is saying that wasn't the case. That's not what I said and everything. Well, this episode we left off with Debbie and Osama fighting over that. Last week they were fighting, raising their voices and everything, and Debbie's just really irritated that he wants to come to America and lied to her about coming here and everything, and she's just like, you should be ashamed of yourself, Osama, and everything. And then Osama's like, I'm mean, I'm nasty, I'm crazy, I'm MFer, this, and that, and everything. Osama wants to come to America and work and do his painting and stuff. And I'm like, it's not that easy, bro. It's not that easy. So they're still fighting. Debbie decides, you know what, Osama, we are parting ways. I'm getting up, I'm packing my things. Call me a cab, I'm going back to the hotel or whatever, packing up my things and going home. And Osama was just like, I will not stop you. So Debbie gets in the cab and expressing her anger, and then she says the infamous line that we've been waiting on from the trailer. He just took my trust and urinated on it. And I'm just like, excellent analogy, Debbie. Great analogy. So later we see Debbie call her son Julian. Now remember Julian from earlier in the season, he had strong opinions about Debbie going to Morocco to be with Osama, and she was telling him what happened and everything. And the son was just like, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so, but I'm not going to say that. But we just got to figure out a plan here. Of course, he wants her to come back home, this, and that. Debbie's now rethinking of it. She's like, you know what? The poetry was great. Everything else was great. Am I really ready to throw all of that away? So, I don't know. I think she'll hear him out. I'm not sure how the tell-all will be, but we'll see next week how that plays out. So, I was just thinking also, I love how Debbie says Osama. Thank you, Osama. 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 Yeah, that's my Osama. Shame on you, Osama. How she says Osama. It's just cute. I'm sorry I'm mocking, but it's just so cute. Osama. 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 I'm sorry. So yeah, that was Debbie and Osama. And the next couple I want to talk about is Gabe and Isabel. So, oh my goodness. Gabe and Isabel. So, Gabe, we left off with Gabe having to go back to America to get his documents straightened out and everything because he's going to marry Isabel. This episode, he comes back to Colombia. He's got to marry Isabel in 2 weeks. And this time he's bringing his mom and his sister there. But he went first, and when he got there, him and Isabel went out to eat, and they were discussing things about the wedding, about his mom and sister coming. And Gabe had mentioned that his sister Monica wants to be in the wedding. Monica wants to be Gabe's maid of honor, not Isabel's, but Gabe's maid of honor, and she wants to give Gabe away. And I'm just like, I don't know what Colombian weddings are like, and I'm not an full expert on weddings, but I don't think it really works like that. Like, I never heard of a sister wanting to give a groom away and to be the groom's maid of honor. That's just, I don't know, that just threw me off a bit. I'm like, am I hearing this right? Did she really just say that? And, Isabel was just like, no, this is my wedding. This is not hers. And Isabel's been really chill all season. But now she's starting to get, uptight, and which is understandable. And I don't blame her because this is her wedding. She's never been married. And, you don't need the sister-in-law coming in and taking over. So later we seen Gabe. They discussed that. So then later we seen Gabe and Isabel go pick up the mom and the sister from the airport. And they meet each other at the airport. It's a nice little cute meet and greet. Hi, nice to meet you. You're so cute. Love you. Welcome to the family, and all that jazz. And, Gabe had to translate everything because, of course, Isabel doesn't speak any English and everything. So also who came was Monica's boyfriend, for this wedding. So they get in the cab and talk, and they decided they wanted to go out to eat. So they go out to eat, and Isabel told Gabe to tell Monica that I want to talk to Monica, and Monica's just like, okay. So we get to the restaurant, and after they're ordering the food, Isabel told Monica, saying, hey, I know you may have a little bit of doubts about me and everything, but I'm here for Gabe. I'm not here for his money. I love him. Like, we're gonna get married. I know y'all talked about a prenup and everything. I'm willing to sign one, but I'm not here for Gabe's money. And Monica was just like, well, Gabe gave me the impression that you were controlling this, and that. And he only tells us the good. He doesn't tell us the bad. And Gabe was like, what do you mean I only tell you the good? Because only a lot of good things are happening here, So Gabe and Monica started going back and forth with that and everything. And Isabel and Monica's boyfriend, I'm like, okay, guys, stop. This is between y'all two now. Isabel's just like, just translate. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what y'all talking about, and this and that. Because Monica wanted Gabe to get a prenup, and Gabe was just like, I don't want to talk to Isabel about a prenup because it may cause a fight and everything. And we've seen that in the 90-Day Universe, that if you want a prenup, that usually causes a fight. We've seen that a lot with Bilal and Shida and a few others. So, but, Isabel was for it, but she didn't get mad about it. So then, Gabe and Monica are going to have that. Monica's a good sister. She's a good sister, but, and she's protective to her brother, which is great. And that's what family's for. But, this is Isabel's wedding, not hers. And Gabe had to go through so much. He had to go back to get his documents fixed. He had to get the blessing from the parents, first that he was trans, then to get the blessing to marry Isabel, and to get her kids' blessing. So he's been through a lot, and now everything's finally happening. So we don't need sister girl to come in and ruin everything. But they all chilled out and cooled out and be like, okay, we're cool. Let's just enjoy this meal and all that. We've seen in the preview for next week that Monica may not come to the wedding. So I'm curious to see what else happened and everything when it comes to that next week. But next week is the season finale of The Other Way Before the Tell-All. So, and Gabe and Isabel, they have been my favorite couple of the entire season. They're the only couple who I think that's going to make it how the season has went. They've been happy most of the season, hardly ever fight, and that's what the show's all about. It's more about the love than just always the fighting. And you want to see the love more. And Gabe and Isabel love each other. So I can't wait for this wedding next week. Anyway, guys, that's the end of my review. I had to film this 3 times. When I filmed it the first 2 times, my audio wasn't working when I posted it, so I had to do it another way. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back on later to recap Love in Paradise. Then I'll be back next week to do The Other Way because Catfish is over. Married at First Sight, I said I'm going to do during Decision Day. And so, yeah, in this episode of The Other Way, we did not see Chris and Jamie. We'll see them next week for the finale. It looks like Chris is coming back to Colombia, and it's not going to be a good welcoming. So it's going to be interesting. So I can't wait. We're just 1 episode away before the tell-all. Then hopefully the next spin-off season will be before the 90 days. Hopefully, I hope it is. It's either going to be before the 90 days or just a regular 90-day Fiancé. So we'll see what comes up next. But I can't wait. If it's before the 90 days, I am going to do a couple YouTube lives. So I hope you guys watch my YouTube lives before the 90 days. Not every recap will be a live, but I'm going to do a couple lives. So just to test it out, because before the 90 days is my favorite spinoff and it's the craziest. So I can't wait. So anyway, guys, see you guys later. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe.